Sunday mornings are sacred. I keep them as special. It's the perfect time for me to reset and to realign. I tend to pile my body with coffee and tea and, well, whatever hot drink is handy. And I get my lists for the week and I get my plans in order and my intentions are all set. And it's a beautiful realignment. I make sure I don't have any plans or any meetups, or I make sure I don't actually connect with too many people on that day. It's just for me and my energy. It's also a perfect time to catch up on any artwork that I feel like I haven't had a chance to get to in the week, because as I've mentioned previously, art is not my day job. I actually wake up at 5:30 every morning, an hour earlier than I need to, so that I can actually get a little bit of artwork done before my day begins. It's my favorite meditation. It's how I connect to a sense of presence. It's how I create the flow state. It is quite literally what makes me feel like me before I begin the day. Now this year, if I'm honest, I haven't actually been making as much art as I would have liked. I'm once again in that space where I've given myself too many things to do, and the first thing that has actually fallen to the wayside is the one thing that I need each morning. I've set myself goals of trying to be a better oil painter, and I've had to buy lots of new equipment, basically buy a bunch of oils to play with, because I haven't used them since university. I've also set myself the goal of being better at portraits, trying to create a bit more realism in my work, but doing that whilst also creating images has proved tricky. I'm having trouble switching between that learning and producing mindset, whereas when I get an image in my head of something I want to draw, like what I'm drawing today, part of me wants to do it exactly as I'm doing it, and then the part of me that wants to learn is also trying to think about how I would do it if it was in oils, and how I would make it better if it added this and more realism and more this, and it becomes this huge thing that it doesn't need to be, and it takes me out of being present and takes me out of being myself, and it just ends up in a space where I begin to, even though I'm up an hour earlier than I need to be, I actually begin to avoid doing the work I know I want to be doing at that time. So I end up doom scrolling or watching stuff that not really that interested in. So this Sunday I just decided to simplify everything and just draw something I wanted to draw, to make something I wanted to make. No pressure, no learning, no third point of view, what will somebody else want, all of that sort of stuff, and just create something that I feel like I want to create. Just put an image out there that has something that just feels right for me and who I am right now. And I'm not trying to force an emotional narrative into a space where it doesn't belong. I literally am just trying to get back into the flow state of making, which thankfully I kind of did this week, and it's kind of reminded me of the power of just keeping the pen moving. Another reason I have been making a lot of art recently is because I've dedicated a lot of my spare time to making music. Some of you will know I have another channel where I release every month one original song and one cover song, and I play back and forth with that all the time, and that's how I'm learning music production. I'm teaching myself in real time. You learn by doing, and I'm learning out loud, and I'm not entirely certain what's going to come out next or what I want to do next, but if I'm honest, it's the most fun I've had in a long while. And when I'm making music again, it just feels like I'm 17 and I'm just discovering songwriting for the first time. Most artists understand that we are multi-passionate. There's always a few avenues you want to go through. I also have a list of novels I'm trying to write. So doing that and prioritizing some of those things has meant that just the time scale that I can spend on art is limited now. So that makes that 1 hour every morning even more precious. And I have to be a bit more dedicated to that space and treat it as sacred. And I think that's what I'm reminding myself this Sunday, where I'm getting back to just being in front of some artwork with coffee and my very elderly dog, God rest him. Well, he's not gone yet, bless him, but we think the end is near. So there's all of this life stuff happening as well, and but I still have to. It's no excuse. I still have to make room for art, because if I don't make room for it, then that life stuff quickly becomes overwhelming, and I quickly start losing my footing, and I quickly start becoming a version of myself that I don't like. So art is my mental health practice. It's how I relate to who I am. It's how I find who I am in the present moment. So that's what we're doing today. Music tends to make me feel alive, connected, free, silly. It really is joy. It's nothing other than joy. If it grows into something more than it is, awesome. If it doesn't, I'm having a whale of a time anyway. And I've learned so much through recommitting to music in my 40s that's having a massive impact on all the other stuff that I'm doing. Like, I used to kind of feel like I had to excuse the art that I make because I tend to draw more creepy things, I tend to draw things with a more darker tone, and I felt like I had to justify it in many ways, and I've definitely stopped doing that now. My art is whatever I want it to be, and my art is whatever I feel like making at that time. It hasn't got to be digestible or palatable, and it's not my job to make it digestible or palatable to anybody. I get to make the art that I want to make. There's a freedom in not having many eyes on you. And I know, the artists lamented it, and I do too, and like everybody else, I would love a lot of art, a lot of eyes on my artwork, and a lot of people to connect with the work that I make and love it as much as I do, but I'm just enjoying what's here at the moment. I'm just enjoying who is here at the moment. I get to meet people right now. I get to actually connect to other artists who are making things not because they have a massive audience, and not even because they're making money out of it, but because it makes them feel like themselves again. Their art is taking them home. This is why Sundays are so important to me. I think they remind me of what my home is. And my home is creating. It's right here, right now, making the things I want to make for no other reason other than I want to make them, that I find them interesting, that the thread of curiosity has pulled me in this direction and I have followed. I have lived a life where I didn't follow that curiosity, and it took me to some very, very dark spaces, and I'm not going there again. I'm just not. I'm going to make the art I want to make, because not doing so at this point is unthinkable. And that's it for today. I don't quite know what to call this piece, so if you have any ideas, that would be great. If you have a name for her, that would be awesome. Also, if you're interested in purchasing her, reach out. I think I'll put it on my store soon, or I might make some prints or some sort of postcards or something like that. Whatever. I'm not. Whatever you want, just let me know. This is a conversation, really. So, yeah. Other than that, if you could do me a favor and like and subscribe and comment and do all the things so that my artwork can reach people who are interested in it. So, thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day.